Absolutely, and I can see you guys in Twitch chat are already excited. The USA chant is out, and Le Fromage du Fantasme is out as well. So let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the loser semi-finals of the Metroid Zero Mission 80% tournament. Whoever wins gets an access to top 3 to face off against C. Scotty W.
Ooh, that's gonna be a fight.
Oh yes. So first of all, Brinstar, the first area of the game, very much oriented towards movement and a lot of optimizations, a lot of small and technical jumps to realize that are actually pretty hard to execute perfectly. So you'll see them jumping on platforms for the next room that we basically call the climb room. There are a lot of platforms that you have to jump on, and you have to be extremely precise because in this game, you don't rely a lot on glitches and extremely hard tricks to go fast. It's definitely about optimizing your movements, like jumping the less as possible and as light as possible and landing on the platform as fast as possible, as you can see that they're doing right now. Because you don't want to be in the air in this game. Jumping is pretty slow and your movement speed in the air is slow as well, so you only want to jump to fall or to get across another platform.
Yes, indeed. The good rule of thumb here is horizontal movement is easy, just run as much as you can, but vertical movement is the real challenge, and Brinstar, especially during this first visit, is a very vertical section of the game.
And now getting their first missile tank, and you'll see them facing their first kind of mini-boss of the run. The hardest boss in the game, the Worm God, and we'll try to get some double shots here. Basically, we need 2 missiles at the same frame, and Rossu getting it on the second try. Axodo not trying for it. Gets the kill. Now they want to pray for some missile drops, and Ross gets them all, no problems. Axodo, he needs a bit more RNG, but fortunately only getting 1 missile drop. He can get
one more shot.
Yep.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Axodo gonna have to do the 2 missile hive room. That's gonna cost him a few seconds.
Because now you can see that the Rossu room is in. No, the room Rossu is in, the infamous hive room. You have all these hives and all these bugs flying around, and you want 4 missiles entering it, so adding with the missile expansion you take at the left of the room, you can get rid of all these vines, but Axodo, unfortunately entering it with only 2 missiles, had to use his beam to destroy the first hive, so it was definitely slower, and I think it shows right now. Ross with like around a 7 or 8 second lead over Axodo.
Yeah, thankfully, aside from the missile deficiency, both of them executing very well in the hive room, not taking any extra victory laps, and showing very good movement here. You see them running as much as possible, jumping at the last second, not over jumping in the slightest. This is movement the way you want to see at the high level. And Ross first to make it to the bombs. Bombs being a very, very useful item in this game. They have been powered up significantly from their appearance in Fusion. Larger blast radius, shorter fuse. They can be used to do simple things like kill these bugs and also do the much vaunted infinite bomb jump, which you will be seeing later on in this run.
And which Chozo probably didn't expect Samus to do that. Like, they're like, Samus is like, Chozo, can I have bombs to kill enemies? Yes, but no, we'll just use them to sequence break and get into some areas faster, so definitely not the usage that a casual player would expect from it, but it's not that hard once you get it, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm suddenly just reminded of a joke image I saw one time of a stick figure standing on a metal platform while holding a magnet in each hand, saying, if you point the magnets down, you can float infinitely. Yeah, okay. That's kind of what infinite bomb jumping is like.
I like the concept. Yeah, it's like if you have, I don't know, a platform under you, and you jump, then you take the platform and bring it under your feet so you can jump infinitely.
Yeah,
I know that in Skyrim speedrunning, there's a glitch like this with a bucket where you literally just stand on the bucket, jump, pick it up, and then you can jump on it again, do that infinitely. This is stupid.
Skyrim. Oh yeah, meanwhile, there's a charge beam chilling here. That worm that they killed earlier, they could have stuck around and waited to see its entire super long death animation, but we don't have time for that. So they just left and came back later after it was done to grab that charge beam.
Exactly. One of the things that we have to mention is also the ammo and the health management in this section. They want to be at full health entering Brinstar, Norfair, excuse me, and with a few missiles. So Ross does have full health, not full missiles, but not a lot of missiles, but it should be okay because later on they will pick up when they will pick up Ice Beam, they will have either the choice to heal at the statue that is at Ice Beam, or just skip the refill to save some time, and we'll see a bit later why.
Yeah, Ross having a little bit rough time on drops there, and Axodo getting a health drop because he was only at 94. Now he's starting to get some missile drops. Ooh, yeah, that's what he wants to see.
Absolutely.
Oh, no.
Fortunately, oh yes, that's what you don't want to do then. Wasting missiles on the walls.
Wasting missiles anywhere, but particularly asserting his dominance over that wall was a very costly gambit.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if the wall is gonna give him his money back.
No, but certainly going to be afraid of him on the return trip.
Oh yeah.
And here we are in Criteria, an area you might remember from Super Metroid that was not in the original Metroid, picking up an unknown item, which, surprise, surprise, it's actually the plasma beam.
Spoilers!
Although, unfortunately, Samus does not have the most recent version of iOS running on her power suit, so she cannot use it. Unfortunately, Tim Cook's planned obsolescence strikes again, and Samus just pays the price.
Yeah, and Apple users know that when there's a new iOS update, you're like, should I actually do it? And Samus thinks that she's better without it, so she decided to not update it. Though, this time was a good update and would have granted the plasma beam. Unfortunately, yeah, bad decision making, but it happens.
Yeah, you know, Ross showing off the first example of the infinite bomb jump and the double infinite bomb jump, its faster cousin, which is possible in this game thanks to the improved bombs. No problem beating those rising platforms. We'll see if Axodo can do the same. The screen shaking actually makes it a little bit harder. Maybe it's just me, but I have a harder time doing it here than in any other room.
I can understand.
Oh, no!
Unfortunately, dropping it at the very end, so you can't just do the easier strat to the wall jump and wait for the platform to spawn. You lose a few seconds, but that's not that horrible.
Meanwhile, Ross having a little bit of a standoff with the Ripper, trying to get out of that room in Criteria and losing the standoff, but thankfully he makes it out, unfortunately at the cost of 10 energy. So he's going to... he might be hurting for missiles, depending on how the drops treat him for the rest of the way to the Ice Beam.
Yeah, and I can definitely see him healing. He definitely doesn't have enough missiles for the moment.
Yeah, he's going to have to be get some really, really good drop luck in the next room, and there's really only like one definite chance. So yeah, if he decides to not take the refill, he's going to be cutting it really tightly.
Yeah, this is going to be extremely hard for him.
Axodo in slightly better shape. Axodo actually probably could skip the refill if he's feeling confident in his cocoon fight. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, Axodo actually opting to kill a couple of... I always forget what are those fire guys called?
Novas?
Yeah, thank you. Opting to kill the Nova, so Axodo is actually in much better shape now. If he gets good drops... Actually, no, he's done with drops, so he's actually in good shape. He's very likely going to opt to skip the refill. Meanwhile, yeah. Ross went for refill glitch. I actually did not see if he got it. Did you see?
No, unfortunately, he did not.
Okay, so it looks like Axodo is going to skip the refill, so he's going to gain a few seconds there.
Bomb jumping over that shows a statue, otherwise you will lose 20 seconds watching a cutscene.
Yeah, you do not want to get cut. You do not want to watch that video.
No.
Thankfully, neither of them gets it. I thankfully do not think anyone has accidentally gotten caught by that Chozo statue in this tournament so far.
No, I can't remember of someone doing it.
Alright, now Ross showing off the hidden rear entrance, Axodo doing the same. One of the fun things about Zero Mission is there are a lot of developer-intended passages like this one to let you go to areas you think you might not be able to go to. This one will take us straight to the entrance to Ridley.
And now Ross is about to face the infamous Cocoon, the boss why you wanted so many missiles. You actually need 18 missiles to destroy all the 6 vines that you have. So there's a real precise pattern for this. Oh, unfortunately missing that wall jump, so he's going to be a bit shy on time. he will go back and freeze the Ripper to kill the entire right side, and then go back to left side to finish it. Let's just switch a bit on Axodo to see how he's doing. And it should be a perfect cocoon from Axodo.
Yeah, yes. Oh, that looks fantastic. Oh, no!
Oh, no!
Oh, the Ripper got away! Oh, no!
Bomb jump on it! Okay, yes. No! Oh my god, this is pretty hard. Alright.
That's a good recover. That's a good recover.
Yeah, he saved it. He saved it. So the star Axodo got was actually perfect. He got both wall jumps to finish the entire left side. Unfortunately, he missed the Ripper, so he didn't freeze it at the right spot and couldn't jump back on him. So he definitely lost time. But good save, good save.
Yeah, so both of them entering Ridley not too far apart with same health, almost the same missile count. So it's going to come down to see who just executes better in Ridley. And this is certainly one of the more dangerous parts of early game, because the enemies down here do a lot of damage, and the game kind of expects you to have various suit, but we're never actually going to get it.
Of course we don't, it's slow. So especially this room Rossu is in right now, these enemies called the side hoppers, they're doing 30 damages per hit, but Ross doing a fantastic job at actually freezing them and avoiding them, or even damage boosting with these flies to not take the damage from the side hoppers. That was amazing. Let's see how Axodo is doing it.
Alright, Ross opting to freeze the enemy rather than do the quick wall jump, which is understandable. In that pillar room, you do not want to take the tumble. Ooh, Axodo having some trouble, though.
And Ross now getting his first super missile tank.
Ooh, Axodo just going in there.
Yeah, with the bold plays, just getting into the missile's face.
Oh, playing it spicy. I like it. Oh, jump extending to avoid hitting that second side hopper. Very good recovery there. Axodo's doing a very good job of just kind of adapting on the fly. But it is not over yet. There's still the big bad shouty boy to come. Both of them having those 4 supers they need to make the fight doable. But I'm going to be curious to see if either of them opts to go for the 1 E-tank kill, or if they're going to grab the extra energy tank behind Gravity Suit.
I think Ross might go for it. I know he wanted to do it during our race, and the fact that I died actually convinced him to not go for it. Oh no, he actually went for it because I died. That's true. So he may not go for it, now that I think about it. Attempting Riffle Glitch, the way he does means that he will not go for the E-tank. Okay,
so it is pretty consistent to kill Ridley with only 1 E-tank, but the problem is if you go in too early, or if you get hit by an extra fireball, you can very easily die. Ooh, Axodo getting a refill glitch. And here it comes.
The Loudy boy.
He's ready for his close-up. Oh! Finishing it off exactly where you want it to go.
That was great.
You're supposed to finish at 19 health, but it's always just harrowing just to be that low.
Absolutely.
Axodo doing the same thing. Ooh, Axodo finishing off at 64 health.
He might have went into him a bit later, but that's definitely understandable. You don't want to take too much risk against him.
Yeah. The longer you stay out there, the easier it is to get hit by fireballs.
And Axodo getting good RNG, getting 2 missile drops, which Ross didn't. So we want super missile drops, excuse me. You want super missile drops for Kraid later on. And the thing is that you want them right now, so you don't have to farm them a bit later, right before exceeding Ridley on enemies that we call the alls. You'll see them just like in 10 seconds on Ross's screen. Because, well, farming them actually makes you lose missiles that you still need and time. So you want these super missiles to be dropped by Ridley.
So, Destructor, I have a question. Do you have access to the commentator controls for which audio is being used?
I have no idea about what you're talking about. I definitely did not switch the audio every single time to hear Ridley's beautiful scream. I did not do that.
Okay. I'm just making sure. So some phantom benefactor did it for us. Okay, I get you.
That's a very, very generous spirit. Thank you very much to whoever did that.
So you see some folks asking about... Oh, no, I thought they were asking about different beams. They're just asking about the amazing 2D Metroid relay we had yesterday. I can't wait for the VOD for that thing to go up. I'm going to spread it around on every single social media.
That was such a great thing, to be honest.
But now they're just going to be making their way back up through Norfair, using a few more of those developer-intended shortcut routes. But first, they're going to stop and grab the high jump, which also has the built-in spring ball effect, well, they now call it the jump ball. And fun thing about this one, we actually, for longest time, just thought it was one of those things that was, oh, you grab it just for a quality of life, but it turns out it actually is faster. Because since you're jumping higher, the game makes you take off from the ground at a higher speed, so your vertical movement does in fact go faster.
Absolutely. Like, the time difference between taking it and not taking it is extremely small, but it's just so convenient that not taking it would just be adding salt to the wound that is any percent already. They're actually not that far from each other, only like 15 seconds, and we're about to come to one of the decisive points of any percent, especially in races.
Yes, we are coming up on one of those things that prevents a lot of folks from running it and makes a lot of folks who do run it not want to run it. Because they're not just doing the bosses in reverse order. They're also skipping everything they can. This is, in fact, any percent. You may have noticed there's a lot of normal Metroid items they are not grabbing. But in Kraid, here's the dealio. In Kraid, we have these magnetic rails you can ride around as if it's Bioshock Infinite all the time, but they're turned off. We gotta go turn them on, except turning them on requires fighting an acid worm boss. I think it might be lava, who cares, we call it acid worm.
Yeah.
That takes a long time, like well over a minute.
Yes,
so instead,
it takes like 2 minutes to kill, so very slow.
Yeah. So instead, bomb shenanigans ensue, and we just skip the acid worm fight. This trick, called creatively enough acid worm skip, is a pretty big gatekeeper to new runners, and honestly, even for experienced runners, can sometimes just go wrong and snowball. And we're hoping it doesn't happen for either Ross or Axodo, but Ross is first to make it into the room here. He only gets one attempt before he blows out the block, and he has to reset the room or go for the horizontal bomb jump backup, so we'll see how it goes for him.
Fortunately, missing to grab these platforms again, so he has to just go back, and he attempts the one-bomb method and doesn't get the right blast, unfortunately falls in the acid again. Axodo too having a bit of troubles, and Axodo opting to not go for it and instantly goes for HBJ.
Ooh, we're going
Both
for
of them
double
are
HBJ.
Yeah, they're doing a perfect job on it. Ross unfortunately failing at the end, and Axodo getting it first try. The original bomb jump got landed, and he takes the lead.
Yes, the horizontal bomb jump is actually far more difficult. For the longest time, this is actually what made this run extremely difficult, because we didn't know about the other strat. That took a little while, a bit of a while to develop. Because the big challenge there is you don't want, if you go too high, you bonk on the ceiling, and that ruins the timing. You have to start over. So you have to be dropping that last bomb so late. Meanwhile, Axodo grabbing the unknown item in Kraid, and on his way now to Kraid, he has just enough missiles to do the really cool-looking fast strat in this room. Oh, opting to use a super on that last side hopper, though.
Which is kind of the backup strat if you have only 10 missiles, because you want to keep 2 missiles for both the I door and the red door. So this is what he's going to do right now.
Unfortunately, that gives him no margin for error on Kraid. If he misses a single super, he's in for a bad time.
Indeed.
But he doesn't, and Kraid is sad. He didn't get that much time to shine, so he's just showing his displeasure by waving his arms in the air, because he certainly does care, in spite of what you might think.
Definitely upset about the situation. I mean, look at him. He's even exploding. And oh, it just despawned. All right.
Oh gosh, Axodo getting some reflow glitch.
And he wants to go for Blue Boy. Oh, unfortunately, he did not got it. Ross on his side got the quick kill, no problems.
Yeah, I mean, anyone else would just, file a letter of complaint. Kraid is such a drama queen that he just goes and explodes to show his displeasure. Jeez.
Yes.
Alright, so now on the way out, once again, no magnetic rails, so we're going to have to take advantage of the speed booster one of the best movement items in the game, to use a nice horizontal shine spark to go flying across a room. This is such a cool looking trick.
Yes, always. And kind of a basic one that is required basically in the game, since you need this trick not to finish the game but to complete it at 100%, since a lot of tricks that you need to do to get some items rely on that shine spark.
Yes, and that shine spark is actually one of the very few exceptions to what I said earlier. There really is no backup to that one. You have to get that horizontal shine spark.
Oh yes.
Thankfully, it is not. Thankfully, it's just a matter of getting up to the door. Your timing is very generous, and just fly across the room. You're good. It's fine. Be the airplane you always wanted to be. So now climbing back up through... Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, okay, thank you. Now that they killed both major bosses, they can go to Tourian, and Tourian is one of the areas where you need to be the most careful about your ammos. So they have two different plans. They can either grab the Brinstar Super Missile, which in 90% is a really hard trait to execute, but allows you to get two extra Super Missiles in Tourian, or just skip it and go for another trick that we'll see later on in Tourian. It seems like that this is what they both do. So they could have 6 supers in Tourian, but they decided to not go for this trick.
Yeah, the Brinstar super trick that Destructor is describing is very difficult, and not... You want to really break it down, on average it's not actually faster. It just gives you so much more security in Tourian. But 4 supers is really the magic number. That is the number required in order to kill Mother Brain as efficiently as possible. So all they have to do is keep their health up to get those guaranteed missile drops, because if a Metroid grabs them, they take damage so fast they're going to be struggling for ammo for the rest of Tourian.
Absolutely, because the way drops work in this game is that if you are not at full health, when you kill an enemy, the game will prioritize dropping health. Though, if you're at full health, the game will tend to give you missiles, so you always want to be at full health in Tourian to always get missile drops.
Yes, and the other thing of note is, like I said, that you do need 4 supers to kill Mother Brain quickly, but that does not mean they should be sitting on their supers, because you can still get super drops even with full supers, so you do not want to see that. That means that's 2 supers you could have used. So what you'll often see is, except for certain rooms where there's a lot of Metroids, you'll see them go down to maybe 2 supers remaining in case they get a drop. Oh no, Axodo gets grabbed! And look at that, just like that, 77 damage. They do so much damage so quickly.
Fortunately, he gets some good luck, and Metroid's dropped him back some supers, so now we can use them freely to get his health back. And obviously, shooting 1 super is way faster than shooting 5 missiles, so works out in his favor, I imagine.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ross is, much like Axodo, not having very good luck for supers in that first room, heading into the big room with only 2 supers. But he does not get grabbed, gets through there nice and efficiently, but now at 0 supers. You do not want to be at 0 supers in Tourian.
You hate to say that.
Yeah, thankfully both of them now back at full health. Axodo getting some good health drops, so hopefully he can get a little bit of luck in this room. Otherwise he's going to have to farm the green Rinkas in the hallway. Ross getting some drops, and he gets another drop, back up to full supers. He's in really good shape. Axodo just going to have to roll the dice here. Ooh.
No supers for him, so now Axodo, he really wants to have these 4 supers, so he will need to farm in this room to get at 50 missiles, and oh, okay, so Axodo is not going to attempt the trick that I wanted to talk about, the infamous Zebetide skip. There's a 1 frame trick where you can... Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Where you can just go through the Zebetide, which does not make spawn the 3rd one, so you basically save 14 missiles, which is why we don't take Brinstar Super anymore at top level. But one of the things that you can do is simply destroy the first 2 ones and then come back and farm for everything you want.
Oh, Ross is going for it, though. Ross is going for Zeb Skip.
Yep. And he has these supers, unlike Axodo.
Yeah, so this is going to be a
real about luck.
Yeah, so this is a frame perfect trick. He's going to freeze that Rinka. He's going to drop that bomb and try to unmorph on the exact same frame it explodes. If he does it right, he'll just phase right through the Zebetite, which also causes the 3rd one to not even spawn. But it is a frame perfect trick. Oh, and the problem with that is if that Rinka gets out of position, you have to just reset the room.
Axodo's luck is terrible at the moment. He's been farming for like a minute and he's still at 2 supers.
Ooh, if that Rinka were a little bit higher, it would be too high, but unfortunately... There we go! That was a Zebetite skip. A little bit slower than he would have liked, but this puts Ross and Axodo actually more or less even here.
Now they are tied, yes. Look at this. The
oh,
RNG
gosh!
made it so hard on him.
Ross having trouble. The Zebetites, their gross party trick is that they start gaining health if you don't finish them off quickly. So now Ross is actually short on missiles. Thankfully, the Rinkas do have higher than average missile drop rates in this final section, but Axodo has managed to spring back into the lead just a little bit.
Absolutely. Now standing on the edge of the platform to just shoot Mother Brain point blank in the eye, and that's a kill. What you want to do is fire... Oh, Ross, fortunately having a bit of troubles with his placement. What you want to do is fire 4 normal missiles, then follow it by a super. And you want to do that 4 times to kill her.
He's about 4 missiles short right now. So he's going to need to get a couple more drops. Actually, yeah, 3 missiles. Yeah, he needs 2 more drops. He needs 3 more missiles.
There we go.
He's good. There we go. But he fires the super instead of... Oh, no! Just hit him with a missile. There you go.
Okay, yes. Now it's done.
Yes. Thankfully, Samus is so impressed by her own performance that doing the Running Man causes her to gain a shine charge. I wish she would do that more often. But don't worry, there is plenty of time for catch-up as they head into the true final section of the game. This is not where it really ends. It would never be that easy. Yeah, I'm sure both of them are probably not loving how Tourian went. Tourian is regrettably one of those sections that it makes or breaks your run. If you can be having a world record pace run and Tourian just says, "Nah, man, not today."
Yeah, you will not get it. Sorry.
But it's definitely going to be a lot tighter to make a comeback now. Most of the opportunities for time save and passing are in the first part of the game. Suitless is pretty much just a dead zone where there will be no passing whatsoever, and the final section is not that long.
It is not, and is extremely dependent on movement, and if you don't do a massive mistake, there should be no way with that kind of a lead. Ross, I feel like, cannot come back on pure movement, except if Axodo does massive mistakes.
Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see. This is going to come down to the littlest things. But never say never. We did in fact see a spectacular race earlier on in the tournament be decided by the final Shine Spark in the run.
This is true. This is true.
Oh my god, I was losing my mind.
Oh yeah, we were both losing our minds, dude. I will never forget that.
Alright, so here's the first opportunity for something to go horribly wrong. They both have to skip the map. Oh no!
Alex, there we go! Oh my god, there we go.
No.
Congratulations, Axodo. The map, you will not get lost, my man.
He certainly won't.
Yeah, now he knows where he's going. Taking the riffle, to be sure, there's no shame in that. Let's see how's Ross doing though. Like, can you imagine double maps?
Oh my gosh, that would be unprecedented. We would be witness to history right here.
I'll be so happy if he actually gets it. Oh, I'm disappointed, Ross. You know what? I'm not.
Oh
yes!
Refill
there we go.
Oh.
So that's the refill skip. So now the things that we want to explain is that during Suitless, oh my god, Rossu B, he actually avoids it. You start the Suitless section with only 99 health. Doesn't matter the amount of E-tanks you have. And the fact is that the pirates, doesn't matter if you're getting hit by their beams or a physical contact with their body, you take 100 damage. So if you don't refill like Ross did, you are dead, while Axodo has a bit of more room to work with.
Yeah. Now that said, this isn't exactly this is not a guaranteed loss or thing. This is not nearly as dangerous as it sounds. Suitless is the most consistent part of the run. The pirates always appear in the same places, always move the same ways. So if your movement is consistent, you will get through here without taking a hit relatively easily. And both Ross and Axodo play at that level where they should be able to do that. So
Absolutely.
if Ross plays well, he has nothing to fear. Ooh, Axodo taking a tumble here, so no fast searchlights for him, but he should still be able to avoid the alarm.
Yes, he does.
Unfortunately, there's not too much else to say about Suitless. It's just clean movement, knowing the route.
And knowing how to manipulate the pirates and react if you maybe trigger the alarm without wanting it. So now Ross doesn't want to go for fast searchlights. There's a trick where you can just rush through this room and you can crouch under the last light to just avoid it from spotting you, and it actually saves 2 seconds over just waiting for it to just pass.
Yeah, it is substantially really harder.
Yeah.
Alright, Axodo first to make it into the Chozo ruins, just has a few more rooms to go, including a couple of the most challenging ones in Suitless. My least favorite room is coming up, in fact.
Oh, with the the triple wall jump on the right side?
Yeah. You take a tumble here, you're just setting off the alarm, and then you have to do the room the long way, or just get knocked around a bit.
I hated that wall jump when I actually learned the game 4 years ago.
I still hate that wall jump.
That's understandable.
Alright, this is an intentional alarm here. Axodo is also going to, in the next room, be trying to freeze this pirate in the doorway to get a trick we call Sam Strat, named after Sam the Digital, where he's going to try to deactivate the alarm here and hopefully not get spotted by this pirate. Unfortunately, the alarm does not turn off, so he does not get that. He's going to have to duck into a save room to turn off the alarm, losing half a second.
It really sounded like a voice crack on your side. That was that was way too weird.
I mean, it could be, but I'm not that young anymore. Oh, Ross gets it though.
Nice. And you can see Axodo on his screen that actually it has to go into the save room to just makes the barrier turn off, so he can go.
Alright, another intentional alarm on Axodo's side. Opting to stop to not get hit by that I-beam. But he's in the final stretch. This is the final alarm. If he can make it through this section, he is at Charlie, the boss of Suitless. So all he has to do is just make it through a few more rooms while being chased by pirates.
One of the hardest rooms, especially in this Suitless section, since you have to do really precise movements and really precise shots that are timed at the frame. You have to be extremely cautious, especially there. The pirate that Rossu just shoot, if he shot like 2 frames earlier, his pistol would have not been ready and the pirate would not be stunned. He would have died 100% of the time. So
yeah, that
really well played.
Yeah. One of the first things you learn when you're picking up this game is that you can't just be running full tilt. If you run full tilt through that room, you will not have charge in time. You have to actually kind of stagger your run for just very briefly. That's all you have to do, though. Alright, Axodo first to making it to Charlie, though. That's its official name, don't question it.
Yeah, don't wonder, just call it Charlie.
And Ross also making it to Charlie. He has closed the gap considerably. Ross had a spectacular Suitless right there. That's the kind of thing you'd want to see in a PB attempt. Although Axodo definitely has an opportunity to have a better Charlie, because with full health, he can afford to take the damage boosts. So it's going to come down to Charlie himself, just to see how generous is he being, how quickly will he show that sigil. We'll find out.
That was a pretty average first cycle, I'll say, for Axodo. Now, one of the things that you will see on Axodo's side is that he's intentionally taking damage to make it spawn, like, on average, it's a second faster, and you can see that it was indeed pretty fast. Unfortunately, missing the shot. Yeah, but you don't want to see that.
Yeah, because the other thing about Charlie is if you miss, the more shots you miss, the faster he starts moving. You do not want him to start going fast. Especially since you have to be moving constantly, otherwise it starts shooting lightning at you like that. Oh man, Ross had a super slow Phase 2, and Phase 3 is not much faster.
Indeed. And Ross does go for the damage boost on Phase 4.
Oh, really bad timing and positioning on Phase 4, unfortunately. But he finishes it off in pretty short order. That was That was a pretty good recovery.
Yep.
So Axodo still in the lead heading into the final section of the game, although Ross not far behind. A single mistake from Axodo could still give Ross the chance to catch right back up.
Indeed, they're like 15 seconds apart, which is like way less than when they started Suitless, so we have a race. It's not over yet.
Not by a long shot. Because the Pirates are no longer predictable. Now they just start doing whatever the heck they want. This is now freeform Jazz Odyssey. They just go nuts. So Ross and Axodo are going to have to adapt, because even with Gravity Suit, those Pirates will do 50 damage, and that's nothing to sneeze at when you only have 2 E-Tanks.
Absolutely. So you actually saw Axodo, and you will see Ross doing it right now, picking up a last super missile tank, because for the final boss you want exactly 6 super missiles to kill him, so they are taking this one since it's the closer one.
Yeah, but we're just going to be at this point, we're just going to be moving backward through several of the rooms that we've already seen. Interestingly enough, you may notice that they're taking some weird passages through the walls. Again, this game is designed so that if you skip items, you can still go. Normally, you would actually be screw attacking through some of those pillars, but they don't have screw attacks, so alternate routes. But so far, so good. Both of them playing well. Axodo did take a hit, though, so I don't think he's not in a situation where he's going to need to stop and take a refill, but he definitely has a little bit less wiggle room.
Using good use of the Shine Spark just to get up to this room much faster than simply space jumping.
Alright, now Axodo coming up on a very important room here. He's got to watch out for these atomics. They like to shoot lightning, and thankfully none of them do, so he gets through nice and cleanly. That's what you want to see.
Yeah,
because they knock you out of somersault. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ross going through that same room.
Good RNG on his side too, not getting shot.
Let's see if Axodo will make my day. He's gonna go for the diagonal shot. Ooh,
and he
yes.
got it. This is your Epicurean treat. You love it.
I love that trick. It saves no time whatsoever, but it looks so good.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Makes you feel good.
Yeah. Axodo unfortunately running into one of those black pirates. They do less damage, but they are harder to kill. That doesn't really matter now, but it will at the very end.
How about a double diagonal shot for you, Crunchy?
I can't deal with it. My day has been made. Oh wow.
And it's only starting.
That's very true. Alright, Axodo. Let's see, he goes for the buddy pirate strat here. Oh, and can't say I've seen that setup. Ooh, he gets extra shots, but he takes a lot of damage.
Yeah, I don't really like that decision from him.
Neither do I. The next 3 rooms or so are actually very nasty with pirates. Even for skilled runners, it's very easy to get hit.
If he takes 3 hits, he dies. That's basically the point right now.
Yeah, so... Oh, he's playing it safe, but he's still having trouble. Oh, gosh. He's in a real tough spot now. He's going to have to play it super safe.
Ross is not so far behind.
Oh!
Axodo, if he takes a hit from these atomics, he dies.
Oh!
The health drop! The health drop saved him.
Oh my gosh!
No, he dies.
This room is gross. I hate this room. But he's gonna. Okay.
Oh my goodness, dude! Look at Ross. He's not so far behind right now.
And Ross has only taken 1 hit. He's in much better shape. Axodo, if he knows where he is, he's opting to take the refill. That's smart, but it's going to cost him time.
Oh yes, and it's gonna cost him the lead.
Oh, yep, it's gonna cost him the lead, but oh no.
I can tell you that Axodo is not watching the stream. Oh.
Yeah, he does the same thing I do. I don't like watching the stream either. So, but that's but still going into Mecha Ridley with 9 health is still something that makes you a bit nervous, even though it's a quick fight in any percent. But it's not over yet. There is still the Black Pirates. There is still the Escape Ball Spark. But it is down to the wire. Almost afraid to talk. I'm just kind of on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, me too. Okay, good RNG on Ross's side. Alright, all 6 supers going into make us hard. Let's see how Axodo does it. Let's see if he actually needed that health. And no, he did not, unfortunately, but oh well.
Yeah, but better to not take the chance than to lose it right at the end.
True.
Alright, Ross on the first to get to the true final escape. Still a bit of movement left to do. Has to go back through those rooms. The pirates are no less obnoxious. But as several folks are saying in the chat, and as we also said, that final ball spark could very easily decide everything. Because the setup is consistent, but it's still pretty easy to mess it up in a couple of spots.
We have seen the winners' finals race being decided by this very trick.
Yes. So just going back through the rooms, taking care of the pirates as they come. No problem here. Ooh! Ooh! Ross taking some hits. He should still be fine, though. That's probably the last room where you really have to worry about getting knocked around a lot.
Yep.
Axodo making it through very cleanly. Ooh! Oh! Ross accidentally landing on the platform! Be careful!
He's one shot. He is one shot right now. If he takes a hit from a pirate, he's dead.
Yes. Thankfully, he should be in good he's in pretty good shape here. He might even opt to stop and kill the red pirate in the final room before fighting the black pirates. I know I do that and I'm a bit nervous, because he does have a tendency to just kind of come up at the worst time, but he gets the ball spark. He's on his way to the final room. Ross only has one thing standing between him and the end, the 2 black pirates. Axodo also gets the ball spark. This is down to the final room. This makes or breaks everything, and Ross does not go for the red pirate. But the black pirates give him just enough of a gap that he takes care of the red pirate, no problem. And the black pirates are being so slow for Axodo. And Ross gets it. Ross gets it.
That's the GG.
Wow.
So Ross is your winner for today. And Axodo finishing right behind him. Ross finishing with an official SRO time of 41 minutes and 35 seconds. And for Axodo, official SRO time is 41 minutes and 57 seconds.
Oof, that finish.
I called it to be an extremely close and entertaining race. Well, it paid.
And
Definitely
Ross is here with us now. Congratulations, Ross, and I guess I'm sorry.
Yes, GG Ross, but sorry, you will have to keep playing.
Hello there.
Axodo, GG. I don't know if you're watching, but that race was actually pretty back and forth for a while there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's surprising. Well, I gotta say, I respect Ross with the ultimate Frenchy crusher.
The ultimate French killer, and now that he's actually... Well, he still have to play zero mission, but it's likely to be only one last
my
race.
life goal, my ultimate mission is complete, and I can ride off into the sunset now.
Yeah, he didn't lose a single race to a Frenchie in a tournament. He lost races outside of tournaments, but never into. And, well, official matches is what counts. You get the W's when you need them. So,
That was
yeah,
a
GG.
really close race. I was watching. I was excited to watch the race, and I was playing.
Well, that was super exciting.
I wanted to watch the race, but obviously I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, same for me.
I mean, the thing is that the lead was just changing back and forth, and especially at the end, you guys just took so much damage. Like, then just Axodo was starting to take so much damage at the end of Suitless. Then Ross almost died in the escape as well. That was super, super close every single time.
The one thing that I was thinking about when I ball sparked in the escape, the moment I ball sparked, the only thing that I was thinking about was don't pull a Kirby, don't pull a Kirby, don't pull a Kirby. Don't pull a Kirby.
Then I saw you like wanted to shoot that last red pirate with the charge beam. Why don't you just morph under him?
The last red pirate. With
Yeah, the one that jumps out of the ship to do a Kirby. Why don't you just morph under
Because
it?
if I morph under him, I might jump too early. So I wanted to be extra sure and kill him before I got in.
Yeah, I
didn't
guess
want
it's
to pull a Kirby.
And you did not, so perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying the only thing standing between Ross and the end are the two black pirates. And I was like, wait, no, there's that one red pirate, but we're just not going to worry about that. It's fine.
No, like if you get as Ross did, if you get the fast black pirates, you can just turn around when you finish the first and kill him with missiles.
Yeah, and I had missiles, so I didn't have to like wait for him to freeze him or anything. So
Yep.
But yeah, it was a really close race, really exciting.
But yeah, you guys
my
definitely
Tourian
gave
was hot garbage. But
It was a rough time for everybody all around.
Oh,
I had
yes.
decent Metroids, but when it came down to doing Zeb Skip and Mother Brain, it was really bad.
Wow, are you guys serious? 1 second difference in in-game time. Are you serious?
Hang on, I'm going to screen cap this.
Oh
is kinda-
my hell. That's the highlight.
Okay, yeah, that's
Yep, that's
saving that.
that's what happens when you have to take extra door transitions.
Oh wow.
Well, wanna know something funny? I just realized that I should be in the 4th place of the tourney, yet I haven't won a single race without my opponent forfeiting.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe they forfeit because they died and you were already too much ahead, or I don't know.
Well, I don't think that would have been the case for Sam, but anyway.
Yeah, me neither, to be honest. Like, I would have never been in top 5 to 6 if Sam actually had to forfeit.
How much time does getting map take?
7 or 8 seconds, I think.
Oh no!
Yes, but did you watch the race, Ross?
I did.
Oh yeah, so you actually saw that Axodo had to refill before makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was I do understand the
was
decision.
so bad.
Yeah, you got, dude. You know when that Axodo pirate, the Alpro pirate, just throw that strat out of the window. That just killed you so hard. You
Yeah,
lost
in
so much
fact,
health there.
what happened is that I didn't press up to unmorph, so I couldn't freeze the pirate, and so from there I knew I was in real danger, and I just panicked.
Yeah, we could see that a bit, but like you managed to back up and to survive in most of your hard situations, but yeah, that really caught you off guard. And then for the following route, with all these spires dropping, and you definitely wanted to take it safe, and the atomics room right after as well.
Yeah. But
oh,
congrats
well,
to us anyway. It was a nice race.
Yeah, it was a really fun race.
Yeah.
Whew, I think I'm finally coming down from the adrenaline rush there.
Yeah, that was very entertaining and very, very stressful.
Yeah. But with that, the losers bracket moves into the true finals. So Ross, you're gonna get to face off against our friend C. Scotty W. How do you feel about that one?
He's gonna choke.
I love it. I love it.
Just no hesitation.
Yeah, but I mean, can we call it a choke for what he did in the upper bracket finals? Like,
Yes.
yeah. Yes.
Yeah, if you want to watch a spectacular race, go watch the winners bracket finals, Eagle versus C. Scotty W. That was one of the highlights of this tournament by far.
Oh yes.
So Ross,
I
you
don't
can...
know. I mean, Scotty's been hitting up like low percent and all that stuff. So if I'm lucky, he might still have muscle memory for low percent, and hopefully he'll skip things like speed booster and super missile and high jump, charge beam.
I mean,
Everything.
That is always a possibility. Are you going to be doing anything else to prepare for that, Ross, or just
I might derust a little more, but right now I've got I actually have a Super Metroid Rando tournament in an hour, so I got to get ready for that.
Yeah.
but after, I guess after Super Metroid, I might take some time, offline or something, and just go through a few rooms and try to get that muscle memory back for ZM. I'm not expecting to win against Scotty, but I at least want to give him a good race.
Yeah, if you can give a good show to the one that's considered as the best player, but you can contest and show that you have some skill on your own, it's definitely what we want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a realist, so I know when the odds are against me, but at the same time, I'm gonna do my best to play as fast as I can.
I mean, yeah, the odds are against you, but you said it. He's gonna choke, so the odds don't depend on you.
Axodo, what about you? You're out of the tournament, but you got any other ZM plans moving forward?
Well, I don't know. I just see what.
What you want to do when time
exactly,
comes.
yeah.
All right.
Sounds good. But speaking of the Randomizer League tournament that Ross is talking about, that is, in fact, in about an hour over on Speed Gaming 3, and on this channel, in about an hour, we also have the Messenger 8-bit tournament continuing, if that's more your speed. And if you like Rando, boy, do I have some good news. It's just all over the place. You can check the schedule right under the stream. You just scroll down a little tiny bit. But otherwise, any last words, Axodo, Ross?
Not really. It was fun.
Oh, I wanted to give a shout out to Ivan for believing in me in the entire race. Unfortunately, I let Ivan down. I couldn't give him what he wanted.
Yeah, that's that kind of thing can happen, but yep. Yeah. You tried your best.
Yeah, it happens, but other than that, I got nothing else.
All right, can you do one last thing for me?
Mm-hmm.
Since you actually won the ultimate war against France, can you just give us your last French words, the one that you love, and continue to repeat?
Le fromage est mon fantasme.
Thank you so much. I just love it. I just love to hear it. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Axodo and Ron. That was a great show, exciting race. So GG Axodo, and you put up a good performance overall in the tournament. And Ross, best of luck for your upcoming Super Metroid race and for the one against Scotty.
Thank you.
Thanks.
But that's going to do it for us today for Zero Mission. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have yourselves a delightful... What day is it?
Sunday?
Sunday, yes,
yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah,
I'm good at calendar, I swear.
It's all good. All right, goodbye, everyone. Have a good day.
Bye.
Have a good one.